Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Chainlink. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of your screen. I do have two donation links down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, you can do so by going over to the official websites and donating through those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Let's get on with the technical analysis. So jumping into the daily chart here, as you can see right now, we are in a channel up pattern and we are adhering to the resistance and to the support trend lines of the channel. And we have one fake out here in August. We did print a local high, and for now we have not retested that level yet, but we do have our Fibonacci retracement with the swing low at the end of August and with this local high in the middle of August as the swing high. That gives us the 1.618 target at $12.28. The price isn't showing the right price on the price tag because you have to move it in a perfect position so that it resembles the actual resistance level, but you get what I'm saying. It's around about 30 cents, $12.30. And right now we ran into resistance of the channel up pattern once again. So this was a good opportunity for some of you to take profits and buy back in 15% cheaper. Okay. And you're coming back down, and I would be targeting the support of the channel pattern. Obviously, we've been bouncing up and down in this channel, so it's logical to think that you may have another bounce if you come down to this bottom, to this support of the channel sometime here in October, from where you can start an impulsive move to the upside, and that potentially will take us to the 1.618 target. You obviously have this swing low here that you printed in August 2022, just a couple of weeks ago, I should say, and you may retest that, even dropping out of the channel briefly for just printing a little wick all the way to this low, retesting that support and coming up from there. So if you have a wick just like you had a couple of wicks here, just like you had a wick here below the channel, that does not invalidate the channel. What we care about are the candle closes. Okay, so as long as the candle doesn't close below the channel support pattern, at that point we would not be dropping out of the channel pattern. Okay, so keep that in mind. And obviously if you start zooming out, you can see that we do have another channel down pattern here, but we started breaking out of that one and we back tested it in support here, as support I should say, at the end of September, and since then we've had a very bullish move to the upside. So that was a very nice 27.7% trade for all of you who potentially entered at the back test of support here. As you can see, you broke through in early September. You had a one back test on September 13th, moved to the upside, moved to the downside, another back test at the end of September. So right now there is a possibility we may come back and retest that blue channel support. Okay, that still may happen. So I'm not going to be removing it from the chart just yet. We're going to keep it, and we may see another back test here because this is an important support trend line that was previously a resistance. As you can see here, you had multiple bounces. So yeah, that's something I'm keeping an eye on. Obviously, Chainlink is a very, very bullish project in my opinion. I do have a good stack of tokens, and I'm holding throughout the next 2 years until we get into the next bull market. So moving over to the daily RSI, I do want to show you this important resistance trend line that I gave you in the past videos. We're going to remove the bottom one because we don't really need that one for now. What I want to focus on is the upper resistance trend line. As you can see, we had one move towards that trend line and a rejection from there in September. So September 17th, September 13th, and September 27th. And as you can see, this was a great opportunity for you to take some profits and buy back in at these lows. Obviously, you're not going to know where the peak is and where the lows are, but this was a good indicator to know when to sell because you've had multiple rejections off of that level before, and you broke down below it in August. You couldn't hold it as support. So I told you that this level is something that I'm targeting. Even before we had this first touch in September, I had this on the chart. Then below we have a wide support trend line that we've been bouncing off for. We had two bounces essentially, one in May and one in August. So potentially, if we see another move to the downside here in October, this could be a great entry point for any of you looking to buy Chainlink. However, if you're buying for the next 2 to 3 years, I would say right now is a good entry point, because you're obviously below $8. And obviously, if you want to buy even lower, you can wait, you can do that, but you never know when the bottom is going to be in. So what I'm doing is I'm dollar cost averaging. I have enough Chainlink for now. If it starts dropping more, I may buy more, but for now I have enough. I'm dollar cost averaging into other tokens. And if you want to get all of my trade alerts, feel free to check out Patreon down below in the description. You're going to be getting a lot of content there. Technical analysis requests from you guys. I take video requests from you and upload it there. I have my low cap gems shared in there. There's going to be a low cap gem coming very soon as well on the Patreon. Weekly podcasts and all of my trade alerts, like I said. So the link is in the description. Feel free to check that out. But back to Chainlink, as you can see, you do have these two nice trend lines that you want to keep an eye on. So yeah, this would be a great entry point, a bounce off of the wide trend line. Keep an eye on that. Also, if I continue extending this resistance trend line that we have over here, then that could be a nice target for us moving over to November, because if we break through the yellow resistance trend line, then we may see a move to the upside, all the way getting to the index of 67.4 on the RSI, and that could happen sometime in November. So I do apologize about those sounds. Target this for a move to the upside in November, and let's switch over to the Binance website. So moving over to the weekly chart here, I do want to show you the weekly RSI. As you can see, we have broken out of a falling wedge, back tested, but like almost back tested the level as support. And we do have a very important resistance level here at the index of 46.9, basically the index of 47, and that may be our local peak in November. So look out for that. That is where we ran into resistance in April. That is where we ran into resistance in December of 2021 before we actually broke above, failed to hold as support, dropped down, and then back tested as resistance once again. So look out for this level. We may continue all the way to that level and then start coming back down and potentially retest some other level. But until that happens, let's just see what we do here. If you're going to be swing trading, be careful. Don't swing trade with your entire stack of tokens. Moving over to the weekly MACD, this is a lagging indicator, obviously, so you shouldn't trade solely based on this one, but you should combine it with the price action chart and with the other oscillators. So what I'm doing here for a lot of altcoins is I'm comparing this to the previous bullish cross that we had in August last year. And as you can see, after we had that bullish cross, we saw a move all the way up into November of 2021, and that was a very nice uptrend. And right now we have a very similar bullish cross in summer, but this was in August, this was in July. So just that's a little difference there, but that doesn't really matter. Then you have a pullback sometime in October. You have that Ema Squeeze, and then you continue with the move to the upside with the uptrend towards November. The same thing could happen here. If we see another pullback sometime in October, you could start coming back down. You could have that potential bearish cross, but what ends up happening is you have an EMA squeeze, which is when the moving average bounces off of the signal line here. So the signal line is the red line, and that it just propels you into the month of November, and you have your targets met, and then we start coming back down once again, and then we'll see where we are going to land. But that is it for the daily chart. Let's move over to the that was actually the weekly chart. And moving over to the daily chart, as you can see right now, we find ourselves in this ascending, I should say, triangle. So as you can see, we do have two peaks over here, and you do have multiple support bounces off of the lower trend line. And sometime in the next couple of months, you're going to get very close to the apex of this pattern. And I do think that we're going to break way before that happens, long before that happens, I should say. And Once that happens, we have a target of $12.50 because I took the trend line from the top to the bottom of this pattern and I placed it over here. That gives us a $12.5 dollars per Chainlink. That could be our next move to the upside, but still it's not going to be very bullish because we're not going to be breaking a major resistance level, but we'll be breaking through these two local highs, which is going to be bullish. Okay, so you need to break through those two highs, and that is going to start the potential uptrend for Chainlink moving into the bull market of 2024. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have for Chainlink right now. You have a couple of support levels down below you. Look out for the support of this pink trend line. That's a great entry in my opinion. And anything below $7 really is a steal in my opinion. So yeah, if I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join me on Patreon. And I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.